Jeez, it's not even October and it's already a cold, cold world. Chelsea play host to Brighton Hove Albion and emerge 4-2 winners. Let's get into it.
And blue is the colour. Essien! Drogba! Lampard! That could be the
Greetings! Welcome back to Couch Critic with me, Dennis P, for what is your Chelsea match review, but more specifically a tactical synopsis of Chelsea's performance against Brighton Hove Albion, in which Chelsea emerged 4-2 winners. Cold, cold world we live in. But before we get into any of that, you guys already know the routine. Please do me the favor. If you like this content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button if you haven't already. We are trying to grow this channel, and the only way we can do that is with your help. But without further ado, let's get into the review. Wow, what a game, what a match for the neutrals. You know, lots of goals, end-to-end action, a game that was in the balance right up until the 85th, 89th minute. You know, a game where I never felt secure, even though we had scored 4 goals. I still felt like this game was on, and you know, just an exciting match that Chelsea came away the victors on. And I know that going into the match for me, this was one that I was using as the litmus test for this Chelsea team. You know, one where we can actually see if what we've been working on with Enzo Maresca has any lasting impact. You know, can we show any consistent performances against a team that is just as protagonistic as Chelsea in Brighton? Teams that always like to play on the front foot, love having the possession. Do we have the defensive mettle to cope with, you know, an onslaught of pressure and whatnot? And in the very early goings of that game, again, it was very helter-skelter up and down. It felt like Chelsea were struggling with, you know, trying to control the tempo, trying to control, you know, the middle areas of the pitch. And it was very evident the defensive structure that we set up was not as strong and as solid as we would have liked to have seen. But wow, this Chelsea team under Enzo Maresca is just scoring goals for fun, playing an exciting brand of football. And this is exactly what you want to see, you know, early doors out. A team that understands how the manager wants them to play and are executing it at a very high level. So many goals, so many quality goals, so many quality opportunities to score goals. We're going to get into all of that. We're going to be focusing on a couple things in particular. Of course, we have to talk about Cole Palmer, man of the match, man of the month, man of the year. Like, I don't know how many superlatives you can attach to this guy's name that will feel correct, but he's been immense. We're going to look at him. We're also going to be looking at Chelsea's direct play. You know, the fact that we're not really looking to be a possession-based team that wants to hold on to the ball, you know, have 80-90% of the possession. We're looking to be very direct in our attacks. We're going to be looking at that, and we're going to be looking at the new wrinkle in Chelsea's setup that led to the demise of Brighton on the break. Okay, I'm going to be honest. At the outset of this match, I was very nervous. I was really not sure how Chelsea were going to approach this match from a defensive standpoint and whether or not they're going to be able to cope with what Brighton can do in attacking scenarios and whatnot. And, you know, right from the beginning moments of that match, it was just up and down, helter-skelter, and there was just really no control. And it became very evident to me in the very early settings of that game that Chelsea were not looking to, you know, gain control through possession. They were looking to play really direct football and allow for Brighton to have as much of the possession as they want. Because if you notice how Brighton set up, for the most part, they like to press with 4, but they love to condense the pitch, which means they have a lot of bodies pushed way up the pitch, basically at the halfway line. But the one thing in the first half that I thought led to destabilizing what it is that Brighton wanted to do was the direct balls in behind. And it started with Levi Colwill. Every time Levi Colwill got on the ball, and like, let's be honest, I don't think that he had a fantastic match, especially at the defensive end, but whenever the ball is to feet for Levi Colwill, this guy, his delivery, his ability to play it, like punch it into the attackers with accuracy, just led to so many opportunities for Chelsea to break down Brighton and get right into the teeth of the defense. And, you know, for the life of me, I don't know why, like, Brighton continued to play with this high line, playing with players that are uncomfortable playing that high line. Obviously, Dunk and Webster not very good, not very fleet of foot, able to get back and impact what's happening, you know, offensively for Chelsea. but they continue to persist. But you know, Chelsea recognized very early in this game that in order to break through a very aggressive press and in order to get on the front foot and threaten the Brighton's back line, it meant punching the ball directly into our attackers rather than trying to build from the back with our center backs into the midfield, second phase build-up, and then into the final third. I think the biggest difference in our build-up play from this game to say even a Bournemouth or whatever was Chelsea playing very direct balls into the attackers, bypassing the midfield and getting right into the teeth of the defense. And there's a lot of people that were like very much having consternation about Chelsea's lack of control in the game. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that we're just playing so direct. We didn't have a lot of, interplay between the likes of Caicedo and Enzo in terms of the build-up phases. It was just very direct right into our attackers and, direct balls in behind and whatnot. And I think that again led to a lot of the reason why Chelsea just did not have a lot of possession in the first half. I think it ended up with Chelsea with like about 37% possession. And a lot of that to me was just down to the fact that we were allowing Brighton to have it. We were allowing them to, come on to us. And then we were just looking to hit direct balls in behind them. And it worked to perfection. Let's just be real. Like the first half, I thought that the feature was trying to work it into Enzo on the left flank and looking for him to play the reverse passes out to the right flank into the likes of Noni Madueke, into the likes of Cole Palmer and whatnot, and we got in more than a few times. And there were little wrinkles that we didn't see in previous matches that were utilized to exploit the space in behind that was left by Brighton. And again, hats off to Enzo Maresca, again, varying the game plan and finding a way to really, really impact this game to an incredible effect. Guys, I am truly running out of words to describe the play of this one-man Cole Palmer. It is an unbelievable meteoric ascent to the top of football, top of the football chain right now. This guy is on. He is certainly on a world-class trajectory. I mean, I don't say world-class until I see 2 or 3 years of consistent high-level performances, but without any doubt in my mind, Cole Palmer is on that world-class trajectory and just putting in performances that just leave you gobsmacked. Like really, like what can you say about this guy's performances now? Like it's not even just the goals. Yes, he scored 4 goals in the first half, the first player in Premier League history to do that. Like I could just end it there and just end the video there and say that, and that would be enough, but it's more than that for him. It's his vision, it's his technique, it's his ability to find runners off in space. It's like everything about this guy, his finishing, like that free kick, like what was that? That was a good 27, 28 feet, you're out, and he just bangs it into the top shelf. Like, I just don't know what else we can say about this guy other than, we're so lucky to have him. I think that what we're seeing right now is, because we have so much attacking intent right now, we have so many attackers, so many players in form, so many players that threaten teams in the final third, it just leaves him so much more space. It's not like the days where Eden Hazard was patrolling in our midfield and like teams can just key on Eden Hazard because we just did not have anybody else, whether it be Morata or Willian or, even Pedro for a lack of a, those guys were not attracting the ire of the defenses as the way that Eden Hazard was. And I feel like this Chelsea team have enough players in the likes of Sancho, Fernandes, Madueke, Jackson, Neto, Nkunku, even Mudryk to a certain degree. We have these players that teams have to pay attention to. And when they're paying attention to those players, it leaves so much more space for the likes of Cole Palmer to come in and exploit. I really think that his quality is such that you just cannot leave him space. You cannot give him open areas to exploit, because as soon as he gets on the ball, not only is he deadly, but he's also making the right decisions in spaces too. If you do not close down Cole Palmer, you're leaving him gaps of space to exploit, you're giving him spaces to pick passes and whatnot, it's to your detriment now. There's no doubt in my mind he is one of the most gifted ball carriers in the Premier League. He's one of the most gifted passers, and he's one of the most gifted players in terms of like finding spaces for others to exploit as well. And the next segment of this video is just going to illustrate exactly what I'm talking about, where he gets on the ball, finds these pockets of space, and just exploits the space in behind. And I don't know what we would be like without this guy right now, but I do know that teams will have to take more notice of what it is that he's doing for us, because if you leave him open, man, he's going to hurt you. Now, obviously, all the damage that was done in this match was done in the first half, but I really feel like what we saw tactically from Chelsea in the second half just showed a level of astuteness, a level of understanding from Enzo Maresca that is of another planet. Like he basically outcoached Hertzler in every moment of the game. Like I do agree that a lot of the problems that like Brighton were having were just down to not having the right personnel on the pitch. I mean, you know, they really missed Van Heck and whatnot, and you know, he was one that was initiating a lot of their play out from the back and, you know, getting them on the front foot and whatnot. But I really feel like Enzo Maresca outcoached Hertzler in this match, and this second half is a perfect illustration of that. Now granted, Chelsea didn't take a lot of these opportunities, but the opportunities we created were just A1 every single time. And you know, it just comes down again to Cole Palmer. This guy in space, you cannot give him these opportunities. Now, it was very clear to me the instruction for this match was to get Cole Palmer into these little pockets of spaces where he can either look for the switch to the likes of Sancho here, or look for those first pass diagonal balls right in behind the defense to the likes of Madueke or Jackson. And yeah, obviously here he hits it, but you know, the idea is still there. He's looking for Sancho on the flank here. And every time Cole Palmer came out to the right flank here and dropped a little bit deeper, the action was for him to hit it first time and get runners in behind. And every time it worked. I mean, here they try to converge on him and you see Enzo running into space. He looked either play in Enzo, or who's also looking into space, and this is exactly what you don't want to see Chelsea get one of their more gifted ball carriers or passers of the ball into space, or he was looking to hit it first time into the likes of Jackson, and it was just an evisceration. Like, you cannot afford to give Cole Palmer that sort of space and not expect to be hurt and punished like time and time again. Unfortunately there, Jackson's unable to finish, but you know, the idea is there. You know, Cole Palmer coming deep again and looking to play the ball first time right behind the likes of Dunk. And here, you know, it's like Caicedo gets on the ball, and this one here was the one that I found was the most dangerous. You know, obviously Cole Palmer finds the space. He's looking to occupy the space here, and the likes of Estupinian and Igor, who's come on in the second half, are both finally attracted to the run of Cole Palmer. Now Cole Palmer's dropping deep again. Caicedo's about to get on the ball. Cole Palmer's dropping deep again, and again, the idea is here. Now the problem is Igor and Estupinian take the decision to go at Palmer. And if you look at the bottom of the screen, like, Neto's just looking like, hey, just play me the ball. I got acres of space to run into here. And the space between Igor and Dunk is just immense. It's just massive. And it's there that Chelsea look to exploit. Now, Cole Palmer comes deep, gets into space, and knocks it right into the likes of, right in behind the defense. And you know, Jackson, as soon as he sees Palmer's getting the ball, he's already looking to get in behind. And, you know, there's nothing that Dunk can do because Jackson's so pacey and whatnot that's going to stop him from getting an opportunity on goal. On another day, Jackson has a brace, and, you know, we're talking about him being having another fantastic game. I thought he did anyways. I thought his pressing, his aggressivity, his timing of the runs and whatnot was incredible, but you know, he's just wasn't able to put it in the back of the net, but created a couple opportunities and obviously got an assist for Cole Palmer's first, I believe. But overall, this game plan from Maresca was just A1. We got so many opportunities off this action where, you know, Cole Palmer drops into that little pocket where it was basically no man's land, where you really didn't want to see Estupinian engage because it would have left, you know, obviously the likes of Neto or Madueke open in space, and you certainly didn't want to have one of the center backs pull out and track, you know, Cole Palmer deep because, you know, again, it just leaves more space in behind for the likes of Jackson to exploit. And you know, they were caught in between a rock and a hard place because it's either you pick your poison. It's either you let, you know, Cole Palmer get on the ball and swing that ball in behind, or, you know, you basically try and get one of your defenders to track his runs, and, you know, you're pulling other people out of position. You know, Chelsea are just really showing a really high acumen for attacking football right now and not looking to just be a one-dimensional, one-trick pony. A team that is looking to exploit whatever, you know, weaknesses our opponents have. In this case, it was the high line from Brighton, but in other games, you know, it's like holding onto the ball, playing playing with a little bit more possession and like coaxing guys out of position and whatnot. And in any case, it's showing that like Maresca is a very, very smart man, and he's able to communicate what it is that he wants to do on the pitch to the team, and we're picking it up and exploiting these spaces. We're scoring a lot of goals, and a lot of that just comes down to the manager. So credit to him. But I do think I'm going to wrap it up there. Chelsea eviscerate Brighton. I mean, the scoreline does not flatter in the least. I thought that Chelsea could add 6, 7, 8, 9 goals today. I'm not kidding. There were so many opportunities. If we timed the run a little bit better, we're in. You know, Sancho scores, you know, another mistime run, and, you know, Palmer might have 5 or 6, you know. It's crazy to think that he scored 4 in the first half and he didn't even take his best opportunities. You know, like that one where he just dinks it by the keeper and it goes off the post. You know, we were just in razor sharp the entire match, and I think that Enzo Maresca just basically got the team to, you know, prepared the right way, and we played with an immense amount of quality in the final third, immense amount of quality with the direct balls in behind and whatnot, and long may it continue. I think that Chelsea now are starting to get on a roll. This is like 4 games in a row right now where Chelsea have shown that they understand what the manager wants, and this is what I want to see. I want to see Chelsea on the front foot. I want to see Chelsea attacking teams with the quality that we have on the pitch and whatnot, and you know, long may it continue. The next game we have right now is Ghent, and you know there's going to be a lot of rotation again. You know, guys that played in the midweek against, you know, Barrow are probably going to come back in and, you know, stake their claim for the next game after that. But, you know, we are looking like a complete team. We're looking like we're a team that can hurt you in so many different ways, so many attacking options, and we are basically looking like a team that nobody wants to play against. So let's hope that continues. But until then, keep the blue flag flying high and up the Chelsea. Peace.